Take one more deep breath in and then press your low back to the floor. And you're going to go opposite arm, opposite leg. Okay, so right hand's going to come up, touch the left toes, shin, knee, whatever it touches, and vice versa. Leg and arm as straight as you possibly can, and head is relaxing on the floor. Okay, so some of you, like I said, are going to touch the knee. Others are going to be able to touch the toe. Just depends on the hamstrings today. And you're breathing in and out through the nose. And just keep checking in with that low back. You want to make sure the low back is pressing into the floor. Arm and leg as strong and straight as possible. If you have any low back issues or injuries, you could have a bent knee. That's a good spot if you want to speak on the corner. Trying to sync the movement with the breath. Breath again, in and out through the nose only, unless you're stuffy. Notice what shoulder might be tighter, less range of motion. Notice what hip. This is your time to kind of make assessments. So going forward, your practice will be a little bit more productive. I'm going to go about another 30 seconds. Down. You want it to be a little bit more about the abdominals, a little less about the hip flexor. Let's go 2 more on each leg. Pretty mad. And then once you get the 2 more, draw your knees into your chest. Squeeze your knees in. Let's wrap the arms around the back of the thighs, not over the shins. Over the shins too quick in a class might overflex the knee before it's ready. Okay, so just bring the knees in as tight towards your armpits as possible. For the ladies, for the guys, you're going to bring the knees straight in. Hips are made a little bit different. So a little different angle for you. And you're just going to go from left to right, massage out that back, relax the shoulders. Maybe you have to readjust your head, elongating the back of the neck. And then come back to center. And let's grab the outer edge of your feet with your hands and come into happy baby pose. Good. Now feet are going to be very square to the ceiling. I want you to be able to hold a tray with each foot. So make some time, bring some attention, and look at the feet. Square it out. Your knees on every exhale come closer and closer in towards your armpit. And what's really nice here is to just gently rock from left to right too. Notice what direction your left foot is pointing. Notice what direction your right foot is pointing. Are they the same? Are they drastically different? Nothing you can do about it right now, but you can observe this so that, again, going forward, you can make the best progress in your class. And then come back to center, and let's bring the soles of your feet together, the reclining cobbler's pose. Go ahead and hold the bottom of your leg, not the ankles. If you tend to hold the feet or the ankles, you're twerking on the ankles, you're pulling in all directions. And I want you to take a second to plug the left foot into the right foot. Line them up perfectly, soles of the feet together, and then gently pull in and towards you with your heels, and towards the front of your mat with your knees. Every exhale changes it. So a couple deep breaths here. Good. Are your toes pointing in the same direction? Do you have an arch in one foot, not in the other foot? Is one foot longer than the other? Is one hip easier to open than the other? Just take some note, look, observe, bring your knees into your chest, and you're going to rock yourselves up and back several times, maybe 3 or 4 times. All the way back, all the way up. If anybody has any injury or recent surgery that they want to tell me about, you can either, as I'm walking around, whisper to me, or you don't have to tell me at all. So after your 3rd, 4th, 5th rock and roll, roll over your legs and come into your first downward facing dog. Okay, so your hands are shoulder width apart, palms flat, fingers spread, equal space between each finger, wrist joint parallel to the front of your mat, and middle finger pointing straight ahead. don't roll to the outer wrist and put a little bit too much stress there. So I like that energy, but just don't cramp it up in here. Did you feel the difference?
Yes.
Yeah, now you get a nice neck, right? I do the same thing. So what happens is you want nice energy, nice elongation and push in your arms, but you don't want to crowd the neck. And it's very easy to push too hard, and then your shoulders come in around your neck, you clamp down on that blood flow, and nobody's happy. Okay, right leg nice and easy is going to go up to the sky. Best you can. Someone's hip just cracked already. Whose hip was that? Push the floor away equally with both hands. Sink your left heel and lift that leg up. Good. Let's just open the hip. Just feels so much better, right? And then lower it down and switch. Get nice and secure with that right foot. Left leg up to the sky. Again, both arms strong and straight. Nice. Pushing. Lifting, sinking your right heel, deep breath in, exhale, lower it down. Make sure your hands are secure, hips are up to the sky, and bring your right hand to your low back. If you can't, you can't, don't worry about it. But let's maintain as much of a down dog as possible. Hips up to the sky, push the floor away, deep breath in, exhale, bring the hand back down, and switch. Make sure your right hand is secure, you don't put too much hand cream on it. Good, good. And then lower it down. Walk your feet between your hands. And let's go into standing forward bend. Feet are going to be hips width apart, parallel. So make sure you take some time. Hips width apart, parallel. Right? There's a little trick because this is where all body dysmorphic syndrome comes shining through for me. Everybody stands like this. And hips width apart, and their feet are like wider than their mat. So no. I'm talking about the hip bones, okay? What you can do, a little trick you can do is you want to firm up that right heel into the floor. It might look weird, but you're going to pivot that foot in, and the big toe just grazing that left heel and coming back out. You can try the other side, coming back out. That's hips width apart. Shocking, isn't it? So now you're perfectly set up that your feet with two imaginary horizontal lines look like a square, not a rectangle. And then it is. And then look at your lower leg, and you want your lower leg to look like a rectangle. So make sure those knees track right over your toes. This way you have the best possible opportunity to open up the hamstrings. And no pressure on the knee at all. Grab opposite elbow and just hang. If you have any back problems, then just bend your knees a little bit or a lot. You should be feeling it more in the back of the leg than the back. Let your head hang. This is the hardest part for people. Let your head go. You won't forget anything if you let your head go. Things won't come pouring out. I don't think. And don't be afraid to bend and straighten the knees or sway from left to right. Bringing the knees right over your first, second toe, livens up the arch, positions your pelvis in the right spot. Okay, just a couple more seconds. Try to hang in there. Shake your head out, no. Shake your head out, yes. Then release your arms, bend your knees a little bit. You're going to interlace your fingers, and you're going to bring your fingers to the back of your head. Okay, so your pinkies are going to snuggle up right into the base of your skull. Okay, and you're gently squeezing your neck with your hands, not enough that you cut off your circulation, but enough that your hands can kind of just hook there and hang out. Then bring your elbows towards each other a little bit more, and then towards the ground. Are you fighting me? So you want this to go up in there. So snuggle, yeah, that's it. Now bring it in, and then they can kind of just hang out there. So bend your knees a lot if you need to. And with the weight of your arms, just allow the weight of your arms to traction your neck a little bit. The top of your head should be facing the floor. Take 2 more deep breaths in. Whether your knees are bent or straight, I don't care. But you're breathing and you're letting the neck go. You're finally giving it a break. It doesn't have to support your head or your thoughts. And then release your hands to the ground. Bend your knees a lot. Slowly on your next inhale, roll yourself up to standing. Arms come out nice and wide. Palms pressed together. Come up slow. Eyes are open. Take a deep breath in. Heel toe your feet together. And then grab your left wrist with your right hand. Elongate the left side of your body and come up and over. It's just huge morning stretch. Crescent moon. Right? Legs are strong and straight. Body is long up and over. You sort of have to displace your hips. Otherwise, you're going to do a cartwheel. Right? So if you're coming up and over, which way are we going? If you're going up and over to the right, then your hips go out to the left a little bit. Now press down through your legs, come up, deep breath in, and let's switch. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Get up nice and tall and long, and up and over to the other side. Keep the chest open. Good. Get longer, get taller. Take a little risk. Go as deep as you can, as long as you can breathe. Oh! Now press down through the feet and come up. And release your arms down by your side. Everybody's going to bring the hands onto your back. Palms flat, fingers straight up to the sky. Okay? If you cannot do that, I can see you here. If you cannot do that, then just wrap your hands around your waist. Okay, but give it a try. Firm up the legs. Take a deep breath in. Bring the elbows towards each other behind you. And lift your heart up. Lift your chest up. Press your hips forward. And a nice back bend as deep as you can. Someday your chest will look like a table for me. Good. Bring your elbows towards each other behind you. Lift your chest higher. Good. Even if you have to soften your knee a little bit. Good. 2 more breaths. Take a risk. Eyes stay open so you don't get dizzy. It's nice. Hang in there. Hang in there. And your next inhale, come up nice and slow. Bend your knees a lot, and collapse over into ragdoll. The deep back bend, you always need to sort of follow up with a nice forward bend. Okay? Shake out your head, shake out your legs, and let's move. Inhale up, halfway up, inhale. Flat back. Exhale, fold, float back to plank pose. Top of the push-up. Anybody here never do yoga? Just say it, okay? Just so I can keep an eye on you, make sure you don't get too lost, okay? So, plank pose, shoulders right over your wrists, wrists 90-degree angles, look at your hands, equal space between each finger. Take a deep breath in, exhale, Chaturanga. Lower it down, low push-up. Hover if you can, elbows tight to your body. If you can't hover, then just collapse to the floor, and then untuck your toes and inhale, upward dog. There you go, nice. Strong legs. So you want the top, you want everything off the floor. Push into the top of your feet. That's it. And then bring your hands back. We'll stretch your low back. That's it. Is that better? Push, 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 push. Everybody get out of your low back. Sway from left to right. Everybody likes to go through up dog and get out of it. Never really lingering in it and making it comfortable, because it should be to the point where it doesn't hurt your back. So move your hands if it hurts your back. They're probably too far out in front. If there's a ton of pressure in your low back, probably in the wrong spot. Okay? If you can, go back through Chaturanga into downward dog. Otherwise, everybody meets in down dog. Drop the knees and go back to downward dog. Okay, let's bring the right foot forward between your hands. Left knee down. Untuck the left toes. Reach your arms out and up to the sky. Crescent lunge. Hips go forward and down. Hips go forward and down, upper body up and back. Long legs, so you gotta use them. That's it. Up and back. Look at your hands. Don't think of your back bend starting in your low back. Think of the back bend starting in your left toes. That's it. Deep breath in. Exhale, bring the hands back down to the floor. Tuck the back toe. Press back to plank. Okay, so my biggest pet peeve, and there's a couple of people take my class regularly here. My biggest pet peeve is coming from a position like this, coming up and sweeping the leg back. I want you to engage the abs and try to lift that leg up and bring it back so it's silent. Don't ask me why it bothers me, but it does. Deep breath in, Chaturanga, exhale, lower it down. Inhale, upward dog, shoulders back, exhale, downward dog, left foot forward, right Untuck the right toes. Reach your arms out, up, think length. Stop thinking about when are we coming out of the pose and start thinking about enjoying the pose for a second. Hips forward and down, arms long and strong. See if you can go a little deeper in that back than you've ever gone before. Nice, Jackie. And then bring the hands down to the floor. Now, tuck your right toes under, lift your right knee up, try to lift that left leg and bring it back to plank. Much better. And deep breath in. Now you're going to always hear it. And Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. Remember, everything we do, since I don't know all of you, everything we do is a suggestion. Okay? Don't feel pressure. Don't feel peer pressure. If you need to drop down into your child's pose and rest, or you want to watch, you don't know why you came, you're totally bummed out, then just sit down and watch. That's it. Good. Okay? Right foot forward, left knee down again. Left toes on top, reach your arms out. Come up nice and long. Exhale, hands into heart center this time. And left elbow on the outside of the right leg. Let's get a little bit of a twist. So you want to try to get as deep as you can, almost getting that armpit to cradle your right knee. Hands are in prayer, and you're pressing those hands into heart center, elongating the back. Your back is rounded, you're never going to get as much rotation as you can. And then start to twist. Use the back of that hand against the right leg to get some torque. Good. Look over your right shoulder. Good. This is some twist. Oh, wow. I want you to look out. Good. One more deep breath. Back bend, twist. Back bend, twist. Good. Try not to touch the floor. Gut tight. Bring your arms back up to the sky. Deep breath in. Baby back bend if you can. And hands heart center. Twist it out again. Same way. Half as long, twice as deep maybe. Good. Snuggle that armpit in. Get long. Then twist. Shoulders out of your ears. Look over your right shoulder. Some of you are going to be able to bring the left fingers to the floor on the outside of the right foot. If you can't, if you don't even know what I said, then forget about it. Right arm up to the sky. Is that your back? Oh, that's my Good. Hold it there. Some of you are going to be able to now bring the right arm behind your back. Good. Some of you are going to be able to bind. Bringing that left arm under like this. Elongate. Good. Whatever you do, just commit to it. Even if you try and then say, I don't know, no, I'm going to back up. But at least try.
Where does the left hand go?
Left arm goes on the outside of the right thigh. Yeah, under it, and then through. I don't know if you can see her from here. I promise you it's possible. And then don't touch the floor. Arms up to the sky. Arms up to the sky. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor. Who oh my god it? Me. Press back to plank pose. Oh, you hear that? Chaturanga. How soon we forget. Up dog and downward dog. Left foot forward, right knee down. Bring your arms up. Reach, reach, reach. Think of the length between your lowest rib and your hips and get that longer. Get there on your inhale and stay there on your exhale. Hands heart center. So this is what I'm talking about. Hands heart center. Don't collapse. If you collapse and then twist, it's not going to be near the twist you're capable of. You want to stay long, lean forward, bring the right arm on the outside of the left leg, yes. Keep long, keep extending, then you're going to get the best twist possible. Good, see if you can keep snuggling that armpit in. Look over your left shoulder. If you feel very out of balance, one of the tricks here is to squeeze your inner thighs towards each other, even though they're separate, like they were going to touch. And that centers your balance. Keep squeezing your thighs towards each other, towards each other, towards each other, towards the center. Now gut tight, arms back up to the sky. Deep breath in, look at your hands, baby back bend. And again, hands heart center, same way. Twist it out one step at a time. Even though you know it's coming now, One step at a time. Okay, press your hips forward and down. Look over your left shoulder. Now some of you are going to be able to bring the right hand, fingers, to the floor on the outside of your left foot. And then your left arm up to the sky. Okay, but don't collapse, right? Stay long. Some of you will be able to bring the left arm behind the back. Good. Even if you can't touch the floor, I don't care. And then maybe even a bind. Okay, if you get a bind, think back bend. Think turn yourself inside out. Now I bet your grip will be better. Now try it. Let's follow the finger up. That's it. Nice. Hips forward, hips forward. Good. Twist a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Deep breath in, arms overhead. Nice. And then hands down to the floor. Quietly back into plank pose. Now you're all paranoid. Deep breath in. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Hold down dog. Always remembering, you could drop down into child's pose. Is there anybody that doesn't know what child's pose is? Okay. So child's pose, if you need a break, is, okay? So always optional, drop down to child's pose. So I want you to take a peek at your hands again. Now that you got a little bit more into your legs and your body, are your fingers lined up? Is there equal space between each finger? Hips up to the sky, head hangs. Take an inhale. On the exhale, I want you to lower down your forearms. We're going to do some shoulders. Hope you leave liking me as much as you thought you might coming in. Okay. The key to shoulders, and you might even want to drop down to the knees for a second, and make sure your alignment is perfect. You don't want your elbows wider than your shoulders, and you know by wrapping your fingers around your elbows. Okay? That's how wide your shoulders are. All these little tricks, your body's made to fit, and the alignment's perfect. Then glue your elbows into the floor. Rotate your hands around, palms flat. You might not be able to get your forearms parallel, but that's what I want you to look towards. If one hand is in, that shoulder's tighter. If one's parallel and one's in, right? Now, downward dog on your forearms, which is tent pose. Don't let your elbows sneak out. Push the floor away with your whole forearm and your whole hand. So when I teach this, inevitably, someone comes back to me the next day and says, I have mat burns on my elbows. Well, then they're caught, because that means they were just resting on their elbows. Okay, I want you to feel the whole length. You might even need to bend your knees where you don't necessarily need to bend your knees in down dog. This gives you the truth of the flexibility of the shoulders. And it might be an ugly truth, but it's the truth. You don't have the leverage of the arms anymore to depend on and to make up the difference. So butt up to the sky. If you had to come down, pop back up. If your head is touching the floor, means your elbows are too far apart. And then right leg up to the sky. Good. Sink your left heel, lift your right leg. That's it. And see if you could just gently scoot that left foot in a little closer to your face. I said just see. Right? You still might need to bend the knees, whatever it is. Leg is a little bit higher, and then lower it down. So you're still in that tent pose, sometimes Dolphin pose called. And then let's go ahead and switch. Left leg up to the sky, best you can. Maybe you can even hop that right foot in a little closer. Good. Lift that left leg up to the sky as high as you can. That's it. Squeeze my fist between your legs. Squeeze really hard. Really hard. That's it. Push the floor away. You're training yourself for Pinchamayurasana right here. Forearm balance. Take a deep breath in. Both legs down. Everybody in child's pose. That's tough, right? So much tougher than down dog. Right? Yes? Yes. You don't have to agree, but just let me know you're good. You alright? Did you just give me stink eye? I think I saw stink eye. Alright, nice deep breath in. Downward dog on your forearms. Same thing. Maybe you have to remeasure it out. See how it is. Good. Notice which arm can be parallel, which one can't, which hand can be flat, which one can't. to keep that nice flat back. Really good, like textbook good. Nice. Hold it there, hips up to the sky. Push away, open those shoulders. That's it, open them up, open them up. And now you're gonna come forward into forearm plank. Good. God's busy. He's not at yoga. Forearm plank, your elbows are right under your shoulders. Palms are still flat, and a nice hold. We're trying for a minute. You have to drop down, pop back up, drop down, pop back up, but challenge yourself. Okay, your body's in one nice line. Some of you are going to feel some pressure in the low back. That means you have to pelvic tilt a little bit. It means you have to just drop that tailbone down. Good. Halfway there. Stick to it. You can do it. You can do it. Push the floor away with your whole forearm. Fill up that space between your shoulder blades. Good. All the way back through your heels, all the way forward through the top of your head, and don't give up. Good. Hold, hold, hold. There you go. Good, good. Deep breath in, and exhale, lower down your belly. Take a little break. Head to one side. That's it. Such a simple little pose. Okay, not too much. Onto your hands and knees. We'll have time for that. Go back to your forearms. We're going to do it again. We're going to do 2 times. We usually do 3 times. We're just going to do 2. Promise. But I have to promise. Shoulders right over your elbows. You want your elbows at 90-degree angle. Really important. If they're wider, if it's more of an acute angle, you're making it harder for yourself. All right? So press back. Some of you are already there. Good. It's a 1-minute hold in case you're wondering. In case you want to do it at home. I don't know what's so funny about that. No. Extend to the top of your head. Good. Good. Elbows a little too far apart, so it makes it a lot harder. Now, legs back. Don't say that. You're more than halfway there. That's it. Okay. Better in a good, not weird kind of way. Not in a diagonally cupcake kind of way, but deep breath in. If you can, extend your right arm to the front of the room. If you can't, onto your belly. Just give it a try. Good. Stay in plank now. Stay in plank if you can. We're going to do that too. Stay here. There you go. Try the other side. If you tried one side, come on, we got it. You got it. Give it a try. You got to try it. If you collapse, then collapse. And then lower down onto your belly. Good. You'll go home and go, I should have just tried that. Or not. Okay. Go ahead and bend the knees. Reach around and grab your lower leg. If you can. If you can't, just your foot or your toes. Now, I really want you to press the hips into the ground. Don't go into a deeper back bend. And bring the heels as close into your butt as possible. Good. Take a couple deep breaths here. You want a little bit of life in your feet. Whenever you liven up the feet, you automatically line up the knee, give the knee a better chance of survival. If you just have a floppy foot and you go into these stretches, you don't quite know what's going on with how you're going to stretch out and flex the knee. Okay? If you can, level 1 can just stay here and stretch it out. If you can, flex the feet, press the feet to the front of the store. There's so much force with the legs going back to the back to the front of the store that your upper body comes up. Arms are straight. Bow pose. Good. Once you get the feet as far back as you possibly can, then bring the toes up to the sky. Your inhale, you lift your chest. Your exhale, you lift your legs, and you get this rocking motion. Let you breathe. It is what it is. Good. Good. Hold it there. Hold. Breathe. Awesome. See if you can lift your upper body even higher. back into child's pose, nice and easy. Child's pose. Okay, take a nice deep breath in, right into that low back. Just fill that low back up with breath. Walk your left hand out a little bit more than your right. Take a deep breath into the left side of the body. Good. And then switch it up. Right hand walks out a little bit more than the left. Taking your inhale on the other side. Good. Okay, and you're going to come back. We're not going to hold it, but you're going to come back into that forearm plank again. Not going to hold it. We're just going to set up. We're going to go side. Okay, but you got an option. You got a level 1 option. So set up the elbows. Get there. Nice and solid. 90-degree angle. Palms flat. Now you're going to drop your heels to the right. Level 1 is just going to drop the right knee to the floor. And then flatten the left foot. So you're in side plank. Half side plank now. Good. Left arm up to the sky. That's it. You can stagger the feet if the balance is off. Ultimately stacking the feet. Stacking the legs. Look up at your hand if you can. Take a deep breath in. You're either going to hold it here or you're going to kiss your right hip to the floor 5 times. Kiss it. 1, 2, 3, obliques. 4, 5. Hold side plank. Hold, hold, hold. See if you can lift the left leg up. We're only doing it once. That's why I'm just pouring it on. Hold, lift that left leg up. Good. Reach. Lower the leg down. Come back to forearm plank. Reset. Realign. Don't count yourself out before you do it. Don't say, I am not doing the other side now. I hate the other side. I don't care if I'm crooked. Try it. Try it at least for a second. You might surprise yourself. Drop your heels the other way. So left. Right arm up to the sky. Good. Technically, your forearm and your feet should be on a balanced beam. All right, but that depends on your left shoulder. Push into the left forearm. Lift your hips higher. Kiss the floor 5 times. Good. A twisted sense of what kissing is. That means you got to touch at least. 5 times on your honor. Good. Good. Hold, hold, hold. Lift the right leg up if you can. Lift it up. Extend. Reach. You got to extend. You got to lengthen it out. Lower the right leg. Good. Come back to forearm plank. Go back to that downward dog. Push into your hands and extend the arms. And feel how nice down dog is now. All right, now you can get back into those shoulders like you thought you could. Walk yourself back to standing forward bend. Feet parallel, hips width apart. Grab opposite elbow and hang. Bend your knees. Remember, look at your feet, they make a square. Look at your low leg, makes a rectangle. Want to keep the knees safe at all times. Sway your upper body left to right, bend and straighten the knees. Notice, is it better than before, or did you tighten yourself up? If you tighten yourself up, that means you're just expecting too much of yourself, and you freaked out your body. So let it go. Nobody cares. Nobody's even looking at you. Everybody's just sweating it up themselves. Bend your knees even more. That's it. Shake your head out no, and shake your head out yes. Try to really let it go. And then release your hands back to the floor. You're going to claw the floor. So even if that means you have to soften the knees. Okay, so clawing the floor. If you're really, really, really flexible, you can palm the floor. But just have that vision of clawing the floor, right? Like talons. And then without kicking anybody, right leg up to the sky, standing split, affectionately known as standing 90-degree angle. Good, this is great. That's it. Head, hands. So if your head is looking up, you're fighting the standing split. Let your upper body hang. Bring that right leg higher. Some of you will be able to disconnect the left hand and hold the left leg with the left hand. Some of you will be able to disconnect both hands, hold the left leg with both hands. Just try it. Even if you back out. You never know. See if you can lift that leg higher. Challenge, higher. Drop your head again. Starting to lift it again. Good. Hold, hold, hold. Feel like you're being suspended from the ceiling here. And then you'll be able to grab here. Yeah. Good. I got you. You got it. Now try the other one. as you can. Good. You got it, you got it. Here, go. Good. Little higher, hang in there. Both hands back to the floor if you disconnected. Bend your right knee and lower it back down. Some of you, when you come out of that pose, you go down like a tin soldier and it's really hard. And all you have to do is bend the knee. It makes it a lot better. Okay? Shake out your leg. Maybe you need to like pound that butt cheek a little bit. Or a lot of it. Right? And then fingers to the floor. Gotta do the other side. What is it? Left leg up to the sky? We're going for some twists. We're going to the floor in a second. So hang in there. Good. So upper body hangs. Get that leg higher. Every second or third breath, lift it higher because you probably lowered it down again. Probably your mind started to wander and you forgot. Lift the leg up. You know what? Even open the hip up. Who cares? No squared hips. Good. Maybe you're going to grab the right foot with the right hand. You can do it. Keep thinking of a lift. That's it. Maybe you can grab the right foot with both. Give it a try. A lot of stability, strength in that ankle. And you got to feel like you're lifting that left leg up in order to let go completely. So then you pull in and then pull up without moving your arms. In, up, you can do it. Hang in there a little bit more, a little bit higher, a little bit longer than you think you can. Just when you want to bail, take 2 more breaths, right? Because that's what makes the change. Finding a way to be comfortable in an uncomfortable situation. Bend that knee, replace the hands, standing forward bend. Shake your head out. Shake your head out. What was that, left leg up to the sky? Right leg's going up to the sky for a split second. Trust, trust. Right leg up. Good. So what you're going to do now is you're going to bring your right knee behind your left knee. Right? Tuck it in there. And get really small, almost like a sleeping eagle type thing. Really small, really small. Pop it back up. Standing split. Tuck it back in. Get really small. So the right knee's tucking behind the left. Get really small. Come to the left toes. You're going to lift the left heel up. And you're going to come to seated. That's it. So keep bending until your butt comes down. Keep going, keep going. There you go. Perfect. Yep. Okay? So we want that left foot on the outside of the right knee. Try this first. If butt can't come down, then you're going to sit on block. Okay? So you need block? It's over there! Oh no! Use your mind skills. That was good mind skills.
We're not supposed to be sitting on our foot because I thought my butt's sitting on my foot.
Yeah, well, I'd rather be on the floor. I'd rather be solid on the floor. The other option is that left foot can be on the other side of the knee. Okay, but what I want is your left foot flat and your knee up to the sky right now, because we're going to do a twist. So does anybody want a block before we go any further? Good? Good? Sit on that block. So it's the same thing. If you're in this position and you're like this, and then you go to twist, because that's what we're doing next, you're locked out. You're not going to twist. So that's why you want both butt cheeks down, so you have a nice even spine, and then you're going to twist. Okay? So make sure. All right? Right arm's going to come up to the sky. Left arm's going to go behind your back on the floor first. And then cut your right arm on the outside of that left thigh. You can bend the arm, you can keep it straight, and you're going to use that left hand behind you to inhale tall. You use the right arm on the outside of that left leg to twist. So every inhale, get taller. Every exhale, twist open further. Even your chin over your shoulder. That's it. Now think about that left foot again. I want it flat. So first you have to locate which one's on that foot. Left foot, left foot. Okay, flatten that one so your knees up to the sky. That's it. Some of you know how to bind here, which means the right arm goes around the outside of that left thigh, through this hole, yep. Left arm comes behind. Now this hand is going to grab that hand. Makes a difference because you're helping. Your twist is superior. Nice. There you go. Now it's superior. Good. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, twist more. Inhale, get tall. Both butt cheeks down. Exhale, twist more. Come out of it nice and easy. Counter twist. Counter twist. Get tall. Twist to the right. Come back to center. Now you're going to stack. Happy cow legs. Anybody know happy cow legs? Gomukhasana. So your left knee is on top of your right knee, and they're right in your center. Now you really might need a block. Okay, so you are here. Stacking. Knee on knee. Both butt cheeks down. Getting deep into these hips. Right? If you can't quite line them up, that's okay, but I want both butt cheeks down. Back is nice and long. If you can, let's bring the right arm up to the sky, behind your head. Left arm comes around, behind, and up. And you make a connection, maybe. This is the easier side if you're a righty. Take a deep breath in. If you can go any further than this, fold yourself over. You don't have to. Nice. If you don't feel anything in the hips, then fold over. Good. Inhale, get tall. Exhale, forward. So here, overstretches the back. And you can do down. Okay, you're good. You're good. Lift right to the top of your head. That's it. Good. Awesome. Longer. So subtlety for you. Right there. Nice. Clear that up. It's going to change the whole game. Right? That little tiny thing, right? So take a little bit more length wherever you are. I don't care if you're folded over. I don't care if you're straight up to the sky. Take one more deep breath. Exhale. Release the arms. Okay, stay with me. If you can, you're going to roll over your legs. Go back up to that standing split you came from, which is right leg up to the sky. Bend the knee, standing forward bend. Shake them out. You all with me? Good? You're almost on home stretch. Okay? So you're in standing forward bend. Shake it out. Shake your head out. And left leg up to the sky. Standing split. As high as you can. Tuck the left knee in behind the right knee. Bend the right knee. Get really small, really tight. Right? Get really low, really small, really tight. Press it back up to your standing split. And then again, tuck the left knee in behind the right knee. Get really small, really tight. Lower, 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 lower until you're sitting. Ready to twist the other way. You may not have needed a block on the other side, but you need it now. Or vice versa.
It's only under the one sheet.
Oh, what's that?
It's only under the one sheet.
No, you want them both.
Oh.
One with the butt up. Yeah.
Oh, they have such strong.
Yes. There you go. Good question, though. Okay. There are some schools. One school I went through taught you to sit on that foot. But my personal belief is you want grounding equal between both butt cheeks. So your back and your spine above it are equal. Because even if you're sitting on that foot, there's a degree of this. I'm exaggerating it. It was you that said that, right? So if you're sitting on the foot, it lifts that hip up. You're not even. You're not going to be able to twist. You want it even. So if that means both butt cheeks come up. Okay? Okay, so right arm goes behind your back. Left arm up to the sky. You want to wring out your organs. Wring out your spine. Get tall, and then cut the arm in on the outside of that right leg. Right? It's a holiday weekend. There may be some indulgence. We want to wring it out. Have some water after. Now let's locate that right foot. Right foot is flat, and it's strong, and it's pushing into the floor. Right hand is jacking you up tall on the inhale. Left arm is getting you deeper into the twist on every exhale. Good. So every breath is a change. Some of you don't need the right hand on the floor. It can go behind your back. If your abs are ready, if your back is ready, you don't need it. Yeah, that's it. Good. Inhale, tall. Exhale, twist. Come back to center. Stack right knee on top of the left knee. Don't ask me why it's called happy cow, because nobody likes this position. Nothing happy about it. Only Indian cows are happy, right? They're sacred. Nice and tall. Now left arm up to the sky. Left. Yep. Drop it behind your head. Right arm comes around behind and up. Good. So if you're a righty, you might not be able to touch now. So I want that left elbow straight up to the sky. Your tricep is facing the front of the room. Now everybody look at the front of that right shoulder for a second. You don't want it to look like this. You want to open it up. That little space right there. Then get long and fold. Lead with your heart, not with your head. You don't have to fold. Some of you just sitting up is enough. And enough is enough. That's it. So lift your chin. That's neutral. And then you fold neutral. Right? That's it. Good. You want to fold like a switchblade, right? Good. Inhale, you get long. Exhale, maybe a little bit more. Inhale long. Exhale more. Yeah. Frozen or whatever works. Okay, right. Okay.
Keeping your back straight, right?
Yes, straight as you can. Yep. Okay, one more deep breath. It's beautiful. Come up. Release the arms. Now you get to straighten the legs out on the floor. We're not going back out. Straighten them out on the floor. Shake them out. Go into your Savasana. Your homework is to do an inversion. You should have had a 2-hour Memorial Day class. Okay, so onto your back. Nice pose of relaxation. If you're under the spotlight, take your towel, put it across your eyes. Okay, if you have any low back issues, then bend your knees, feet flat. Make your feet as wide as your mat. And then knock your knees together. Good. Otherwise, let's shake out the legs. Shake them out, shake them out. Squeeze and release your toes. Shake them out, shake them out, shake them out. And let them lie where they may. Bring your attention to your shoulders. Now snuggle your shoulders under. And your palms face up. That's anatomical neutral. Snuggling those shoulders under. Palms face up, it's called a receptive pose. Your yoga is preparing you for your meditation. Now you're ready to receive. And your breath is deep into your nose. And I want you to focus your awareness on breathing only into your belly, keeping your chest very still. Breathe into your chest. It stimulates the fight or flight response. You want your breath to be deep down, low into the lungs. In and out through the nose only. So let's do a little bit of a guided meditation. Focusing your eyes on the inside of your forehead, between your eyebrows. I want you to take just a second. Don't think about it too much. First thing that pops into your mind, any kind of conflict or struggle or hardship, anything you're going through right now, pick one thing. And then just focus on that one thing. And then imagine a balloon, right, connected tight up into your belly button. exhale, remind yourself of that struggle or conflict and blow up the balloon. Maybe the balloon has a color that you might want to identify with. Around the 4th or 5th breath, that balloon's getting so big, it consumes your vision. You cannot see anything else. You cannot focus on anything else but that issue in your life. It's right in your face. Take one more breath. Blow it up as big as you can. It's anything you can think of. It's everything to you. You have room for nothing else in your sight, in your vision, your goals. It's in your way. And now you're going to detach it from your belly button. And now every exhale, you're going to blow it away. I like to tell my students that nothing is ever as great or as horrendous as it is the first time you hear about it. So now, it's not so horrendous. Every breath you're blowing it further and further away, but never completely away. It's part of you now, even if it's soft. It became part of your DNA. It became part of your thinking process. And you want to blow it away until it becomes the size of the head of a pin. So it's still there, but it's not blocking your view anymore. It's not consuming you anymore. You have room for thought. You have room for movement. You have room for breath. Just take a few deep breaths while it floats out there. Allow you some space for some positive, for some problem solving. And together, take a nice deep breath in through your nose, through your belly only. Hold the breath at the top of your inhale. And take in a little bit more. Let that breath steep in there. Take in a little bit more. The last squeak of air, open the heart, open the chest a little bit more. And like a French press coffee maker, push down the plunger of the diaphragm and exhale. Increasing your lung capacity, stretching out the ribs. And then again, nice deep breath in. Fill the belly. Hold the breath. Take in a little bit more. A little bit more. A tiny bit more through the chest this time. Hold. And then plunge the breath out. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Start to bring the breath back to normal. And slowly bending your knees, bringing your feet flat to the floor. Rub out the bottoms of your feet. Tap them out. Stimulate all the nerve endings in the bottom of the feet to wake yourself up. Bring your hands together. Rub out your palms. Get a lot of heat going in the circle of the palm. And then bring the circle of the palm over your eyes, fingertips towards your ears, and press. And let all that healing heat penetrate through the eyeball, to the optic nerve, to the brain. If you have eye strain, headaches, sinusitis. And once it cools down, release your arms down by your side. And you're going to roll over onto your right side, curl up into fetal position, as though you're going to take a nap, but you're not. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, use your left hand to help press yourself up to seated, easy cross leg, just like how we started. Tall back, chin to the chest. Take a deep breath in, arms overhead, palms press. Exhale, hands into heart center. Bring your fingertips to your third eye of intuition and give it a tap, give it a rub. Make sure it's wide awake. May people of the world be healthy and prosperous. May people of authority aim for justice and peace. and may all things sacred be protected. Namaste.